All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's a North Shore 9 post-game show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is Neil. Neil, Pirates dropped this 1-7-4. Start of a big series or a big, just a big stretch in general here. And it stays lowered.
Yeah. No, it was a bad day. We can't beat the Cardinals, which sounds real familiar.
Yeah.
This is the story of our lives for the past 20 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of baseball left here, and this is a big stretch, and I don't want to get too hampered down by one loss here, but this is a tough one to take. This one hurts. I don't know, like everything could turn around, and I know I've been doom and gloom a lot of times, but the start of this stretch here is big. Didn't get the job done. Plain and simple, didn't get the job done.
No, I mean, the team is not good enough. It feels like we have like the same show a lot, but I mean, we had one inning of offense again tonight. Happened to have 2 home runs, scored 4 runs, but I mean, this offense still does not show any signs of life for 90% of baseball games. It's not fun to watch. It's not a fun baseball team to watch because they don't drive in runs. Like, I know the ball is dead, but this is embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, before we get into all that, let me tell you all about Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all of your sports betting needs this season, from baseball, golf, soccer, right to the top fights in UFC/MMA and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% online bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. Back to the game here. You know what? Let's just start this one off with the guy that was on the mound tonight.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk about him tonight because I felt like tonight was an important game for Mitch Keller. We haven't really seen him in many big spots. And over the course of this season, he's grown a lot. He's gotten a lot better as the year has gone on, right? It's July 2nd now. Mitch Keller has been one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball for legitimately a long stretch of time here this season.
Yeah.
I like Mitch Keller a lot. I want to preface all of this with I like Mitch Keller. I do not want to get rid of Mitch Keller whatsoever. Love the guy. Want him on the team. This extension's really good for this team. Mitch Keller has to be better. He was not good enough tonight. Plain and simple, not good enough.
Nope. No, I mean, his fastball was not good tonight. It was getting hammered, got hit hard, giving up hits. And I mean, I don't think the pitch on the grand slam was really all that bad. I don't think. You also had, what was it, catcher's interference?
Yeah, you had that. But you also that inning started off with like 104 miles an hour off the bat. So,
no, I mean, he got hit hard. He didn't have his location tonight, and he wasn't. I mean, he didn't look the same that he was when he was in that dominant stretch. It looked like the Cardinals were hitting him pretty easily, which sucked to see.
Again, I love Mitch Keller to death. I'm only saying this so often so that people don't take this out of context here and act like I'm a Mitch Keller hater here. Love the guy. It's not good enough. You got to be better in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he will bounce back in the next big spot he faces. But tonight, he was not good enough. And truthfully, Mitch Keller cost you this baseball game because he wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't.
No,
He wasn't good enough.
no,
You got to be better.
No, you can't give up 6 runs. Like, a lot of the time you say, like, oh, well, the starting pitcher gave up like 3 runs and the offense couldn't get it done. No, tonight was on Mitch. 6 runs is never going to get the job done. Especially not even against a very great Cardinals offense.
Oh, they're terrible. They don't hit.
You look up and down this Cardinals lineup and you're like, okay, this isn't that great of an offense. It looks pretty similar to what the Pirates are trotting out on a daily basis. And to give up 6 runs, it sucks tonight. But again, I can't be mad at Mitch too much. I think starting pitchers are allowed to have stinkers. But
they are Neil. They're allowed to have stinkers. Like you can have a clunker here and there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it in a spot like this. Like when Garrett Cole got lit up by the Cubs in the wildcard spot. Garrett Cole had a great year that year. Didn't matter. He got lit up by the Cubs. This is on a very, very, very minuscule scale here. It's July 2nd. At the same time, this is as big of a July 2nd game as it gets for a team in the position that the Pittsburgh Pirates are in. Mm-hmm. This is a stretch. You have to win games. You win games by your starting pitching. That's how they're built right now. Mitch Keller's got to be better. He just was not good enough. Nope. And he wasn't even close to good enough.
No, he wasn't. And, the team as a whole, just like whenever it comes to putting together like a sustained winning streak, they just don't have the ability to do it. I would love to know what the last time we won 4 straight games is. I couldn't tell you because we don't sweep. We don't like it. It sucks. Like tonight would have been a really good way to kick off a series against the Cardinals, a division rival who is now I think 3 or 4 games ahead of you.
Yeah.
And Mitch Keller kind of did let us down tonight. I'm not gonna defend Keller for tonight, but because he wasn't good.
I love him to death. Like if we're like, I'll give next year, for example, if this is next year, same situation as Paul Skeens, I defend Paul Skeens to the death. If it's the same situation as Paul Skeens, I'm going to be speaking about him the same way. You didn't get the job done. Mitch Keller tonight didn't even come close to getting the job done. He didn't keep him in the game. The Pirates had to claw their way back into the game. And really, they really didn't have to do it because he was left in, but they had to claw back in because Mitch Keller let the game get away. Love the guy to death. Think he adds a ton of good things to this team, and the extension is fantastic. I think it's great that he's going to be on this team long term. Tonight is a post-game show. We got to talk about tonight's game. He wasn't remotely close to good enough.
No, but yeah, and it really does suck. We're like you do need to win because we're now 4 games under 500. Teams at the top of the wild card race are starting to stay over 500.
Yeah.
Like the Cardinals and the Padres and all those guys are starting to like be above 500 on a consistent basis. And the Pirates just keep hovering around this spot where we might go out and win the next 2 games. And then whoever we play next will drop the series because that's just who this team is.
I feel like I am watching the last 3 years of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I, honest to God, feel like that's what I'm doing right now, where we are just content with mediocrity and being somewhere around 500 is good enough. But now, granted, I know it's a different sport, like just completely different atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only problem with that, I think the Steelers are way more talented with this Pirates team. Like, I am not surprised.
I don't know if I buy that.
I'm not surprised. I mean, when you look at the lineup tonight and you see that Connor Joe is batting 4th, does that scream good baseball team? Good playoff baseball team? I don't think that screams good. Like, the
That
lineup
is self-inflicted.
the lineup is not good enough to go where we want to go.
So I agree with that. And I don't think there's enough talent on this team in general, hitting wise, that can get you to where they really need to go.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I look at this as, again, Steeler reference. And sorry if you're not a Steelers fan in here, but it's an example that comes to mind here. The Steelers kept Matt Canada for 2.5 years and brought him back for a third year because they had a slight improvement. And they were able to run the football. The Pirates are still hanging around with Andy Haynes. Essentially, I have no other idea than the fact that Rowdy Tellez decided he was going to hit a few baseballs in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting to where you need to go with this group? No. Make the change. It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Steelers. And going back to them. Were they winning a Super Bowl with Matt Canada? On God's green, on no freaking planet, not even Pluto, and it's not a planet anymore. They were not winning a Super Bowl with that guy.
Yeah.
Are they winning it with this coaching staff, this front office? No. I do not see it on any planet. And we're just delaying the inevitable every single day we continue to do this.
Yeah. And it sucks because, like, you know, there are changes to be had. Like, and I know you don't want to overpay in a trade, but man, like, in some ways, I just really wish, like, Ben Sherrington would be like the Padres and AJ Preller and go out and jump the market, you know, because you don't have the talent to wait around until July 31st to buy. By the time the end of July hits, you might be 10 games under and you've squandered it, and now you're selling off your rentals again. And so, yeah, I mean, but there's no urgency. There is zero urgency with this team, with this front office, with this coaching staff. Everything is fine, I think, as far as they're concerned. You know,
no, we and honestly, it's a pandemic in Major League Baseball in general, where front offices think that as long as you are in the race, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this team is just consumed by that.
Mm-hmm.
But they refuse to actually put themselves in the damn race.
Yeah, I mean, like we were nominally in the race, but right now we are 4 games back of the wild card.
Yeah, and there's about 9 teams vying for it.
Yeah, like you got to get aggressive at some point because, again, like when you look at this bottom, like 4 through 9 in the lineup, it's bad. Like Connor Joe's been terrible for a month and a half.
Yeah, he's down to what, like a 738 OPS.
Yeah, like,
I don't know how many times everybody in their, like, if we're jumping on this show and saying, I love Connor Joe, but he's not an everyday guy. If we see this, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, it's not a good enough team, and I feel like the team in general is like, all right, we probably didn't expect to make the playoffs this year. We didn't even expect to be like in a position to be close to it at the deadline. And so they're okay with this. Like, this is just part of the plan. They got Jones and Skeens up, and if that means we have to wait till next year, that's fine for them. But for us, that sucks. It really does suck. And, you know, there are players available. You can go out and make trades. Jazz from the Marlins will be available. Taylor Ward's available.
And
you could even go to AAA. Why is Joshua Palacios not on this team? I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He's destroying the ball in AAA.
I get that.
I want to see Joshua Palacios.
So I guess moves to our next part here.
Yeah.
Because Palacios was a thought on my mind here coming into this show, because Jack Swinsky came up in a 6-0 game.
Yeah.
Runners on first and second. Jack Sawinski watches a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, he doesn't watch it. He fouls it off. 92 center cut. And I'm like, oh, dear God, we're going to have to bury this guy tonight. And then Jack Sawinski follows that up with a 3-run homer to get the team back into the game. Makes it a 6-3 game. And then McCutchen, a couple batters later, homers, makes it 6-4. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Jack Sawinski right now because I've weirdly switched to defending him a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But also, he's just been so god-awfully bad that I don't know how much. I can't be bought out of this by one game. But he did have a good game tonight.
Yeah, no, he swung the bat well. I mean, he wasn't chasing awful pitches. The swing looked good. No, we need more than that. We need a lot more from Jack Sawinski. We need a lot, and it's not just him. Like, Sawinski's been awful. He was our best offensive tonight. He was 3 for 3 tonight with a home run. But no, like if you're with Michael A. Taylor being complete garbage with the bat, you need Sawinski to do something, especially when the two guys batting around Sawinski tonight might be playing worse than him, which is impressive. Because I've already gone off on Grandal. I'm not going to do it again.
I will tonight. It's okay.
Okay, you can do it tonight, but
hold on.
Why?
Now we got to figure this out here. Because Jim is saying that Palacios has been promoted. I don't know if I buy him. Because Jim has bad sources, but
he did say per Noah.
Per Noah.
Yeah, Noah confirms it. Yeah, Joshua Palacios is coming up. You're welcome, everyone.
Well, there we are. I don't know who's going down.
No.
But per Noah Hiles, Palacios is on his way up. I don't know what the answer really is there, but I will say just one part of tonight's game that I noticed. They got to get some more right-handed bats that can actually hit. I don't think Palacios is that answer there.
No.
But when I watch O'Neal Cruz face lefty after lefty reliever, you got to find a way to fill around him with some righties. Like this, I'm not blaming Shelton here. And I know, Neil, you're a big old Shelton guy. But you got to give some guys around him that can hit a lefty so that every time we get to the 6th inning, it's not a lefty coming in to face O'Neal Cruz.
Well, I mean, isn't that why he pinch hit Olivares for Tellez tonight, though? Like after I'll
get to that one too.
After Cruz, I mean, you got Joe, who's supposed to be the lefty killer, who's been terrible. Kutch is a lefty killer. Reynolds can hit both. Like, if anything, I think it's the people who are supposed to hit right-handed, the Jack Sawinskis, the Rowdy Telezes of the world. Those have been the guys who've been costing us the most this season.
Oh, so someone mentions in here that they sent the lay down. That actually does make sense because, you don't really need to. Well, DFA Yasmani Grandal. I'm sorry. Yes. You cannot employ a guy that hits as poorly as he does, runs as poorly as he does, fields as poorly as he does. I'm sorry, Yaz. It's not working here. It's not working. You're 35. It's time to hang him up. It's not working. You have a 4-something OPS. Like, I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say here? The guy is terrible.
I mean,
he does nothing well. At this point, he's done nothing well.
It was going around Twitter tonight, but it's true. Like, he is somehow past Austin Hedges. He is past Austin Hedges in terms of being.
It's not
bad.
Even close. Like, and not to mention, I don't think he can catch Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller's numbers with Grandal are terrible.
I don't think he can catch, period, man. Like, what was it, the catcher's interference tonight?
Yeah, he had one of those tonight. And there's been
Like,
countless times where he's just dropping third strikes.
yeah, he can't catch a foul tip. Runners run at will on him because they have no respect for the arm. Because why would they? Like, no, it's not my frustration with Grandal at this point isn't even at Grandal because at the end of the day, he's on the team because of one person. And he is on the team because this front office does not like to admit that they are wrong. They don't like to do it, which is why Grandal continues to persist, which is why they persisted with Hedges, because they do not want to be wrong about the people that they sign. And they would rather lose games with Yasmani and Grandal than win with Jason DeLay. And that really sucks. Like I don't know how the calculus works where Jason DeLay gets sent down over Yasmani Grandal, other than we don't want to be wrong and we don't want to DFA a guy making money.
I think it's, if I'm going to give this team the benefit of the doubt, I think it's that they just have more options at that point. And this team loves to hoard human beings on the 40-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
But as politely as I can put it, and I don't think I can put it politely, Yasmani Grandal has done nothing aside from show me that he looks lazy. Everything he does looks lazy. I'm sorry.
Agree. Yeah.
He just, it doesn't look like he puts effort into a single thing he ever does. And maybe that's just because he's so damn old that he can't move anymore. And a lot of years of catching will add up. But for God's sake, there are certain times where he just looks absolutely freaking lazy. I'm sorry. Like,
I mean, again, we were talking about the guy who wanted to leave the team early because he didn't want to stick around for a single game before going to vacation. Like, he's phoned it in. And get him off the team. Let him walk into the sunset. Let him, like, hey, it's over, man.
And just to touch a little bit of a base on Grandal here tonight, there was a play that made it 7-4. There was a line drive to right field. Edward Olivares decided, for whatever god-awful reason, he was going to make his third mistake within 7 days and not know where to throw a baseball. And he threw it home. And this is more on Olivares than Grandal by far. But Grandal throws home. Grandal, good Lord. Olivares throws home. Grandal throws a second, and he's safe because Grandal can't throw a second base at all. But
nope.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. But Edward Olivares, he's either got to be DH only or DFA'd. I can't deal with this guy playing right field ever again.
Olivares needs to go too. I mean, and like, I don't even want to I don't want to trash the move, because when you're a team like the Pirates, you have to go out and try to find guys like Olivares who are making no money and you like the underlying metrics, but the guy can't hit for power. The guy can't hit righties. The guy can't field. And we already have a DH who's one of the better hitters on the team. There's no place for him. So I am hoping that the person who's DFA'd for Palacios is Olivares, because I don't know how you can continue with the madness. He's not a good baseball player. And if someone else claims him, oh well. It's okay. Like, we can lose guys like him.
I think there's more to the bat than what we've seen. But, I mean, within a week, he has made 3 of the dumbest baseball plays I've ever seen. He is pathetic in right field.
For me, if you can't field as a corner outfielder and you're a bottom 10% in average exit velocity because you don't have the power, then you're a useless player. Until you actually start hitting with some power, like Olivares is supposed to have, or send him down. Perfect. Send him down if you really don't want to lose him.
No, DFA.
But
goodbye. I don't need you.
But he doesn't really provide anything to the roster, and he's batting 4th and 5th most nights that he's on the team. He's not the power hitter he's supposed to be. It's bad. It is very bad. Because I'm looking at this: Connor Joe, Nick Gonzalez, Brian Hayes, Jack Sawinski, Yasmani Grandal. one good bat, one average bat, and a whole lot of trash.
It's really fun, ain't it?
Yeah, love being a Pirates fan.
All right. Can we just – everybody wants to talk to Brian Hayes.
Okay. He's been terrible.
Yeah,
He's been absolutely garbage.
I don't know what else to add to it other than the fact that, like, when you build this roster here, you expect Brian Hayes to at least play at a somewhat league average level offensively. You expect O'Neal Cruz to be better than he is. Those are your big two. You think Reynolds, Cruz, Hayes. You got to start there. You fill in with Kutch, fill in with Connor Joe used every now and then. You expect Rowdy Tellez to be better than he has. But really, it comes down to those big three. Brian Hayes has been terrible. Brian Hayes has hurt this team more than he's helped.
100%. And like before it was like, he's like maybe like a WRC plus like 10 points below league average. Like it's frustrating, but you can kind of live with it this year. No, you can't live with it. I think Rowdy Tellez has a higher OPS than him. I'm almost positive Brian Hayes' WRC plus is like in below 70. I haven't checked. I can't be sure, but I'm almost positive it's below 70. He might not be healthy. He might be trying to play through a back injury, but whatever it is, he's trash this year. He's been garbage. There's no good.
Yep, Neil's cutting out. Look at them. Dreamy eyes, frozen. Nailed it. But either way, Brian Hayes, at this point, he hurts this team. Sorry, I don't know. I can't buy into the injury anymore. Because you're 27, 28 years old, it's not working. When you are injured as often as he has been, you can't keep that contract on the team. And it's not a terribly expensive contract. It's really affordable. And there we go. I was going to kick him off. But it's not terribly expensive of a contract. And most teams should be able to afford that contract. The Pirates really can't afford to employ a Brian Hayes who plays like he has at this point, who really plays 100, 110 games a year. With that being said, I think I'm going to follow Neil here. We've talked about this team for 28 minutes, and I'll be honest, I'm just exhausted of this team at this point. Maybe we'll get back into it tomorrow, and they'll run off like 8 in a row, like they should. Like at some point, you got to run off some games here. Either way, we'll be back with you tomorrow. I will not see you guys before the 4th of July, so have a good 4th. Aside from that, peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.